Hello students. In the previous lecture, we started learning about the scalar product or the dot product. That is, if a bar and b bar are two vectors, then a dot b or the scalar product is given as mod a mod b cos theta. Now to make this concept more clearer, to understand this in a better manner, in this lecture, we are going to do some more sums of dot product, and these sums have been taken from your miscellaneous exercise. So be patient, watch the lecture till the end, open your notebooks, write down all these sums, so that by the end of the lecture you are thorough with the dot product. So from miscellaneous exercise 5, from question number 2, the sixth sum. The question is, if mod A is equal to mod B is equal to 1, and also A bar dot B bar is equal to 0, and A bar plus B bar plus C bar also is 0. Then find the value of mod C bar. So, in this case, in this particular sum, they have first of all given us A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to 0. So, therefore, we can write that, therefore, we can say that minus C, take C on the other side. So, minus C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. If this is the case, then we can also write minus C bar dot minus C bar. Okay, so minus C dot minus C, if we multiply with the same vector on both the sides, it means the same thing, is equal to A plus B dot A plus B. Okay, now minus into minus on the LHS becomes plus. So therefore we get C dot C. Now in the previous lecture we have learned that C dot C can also be written as mod C square. So mod C square becomes, now when we open the brackets, you know that we can do the sum this way, that is A dot A plus B plus B dot again A plus B. And therefore we get mod C square is equal to A dot A plus A dot B plus B dot A plus again B dot B. Upon having written this, we can write the RHS. LHS is the same thing, mod C square is equal to A, mod A dot A becomes mod A square. Now A dot B is given as 0 in our question. So B dot A is also 0. So we get mod A square plus 0. So because A dot B is 0, and same way B dot A is also 0. So 0 plus 0 plus mod B square. Now again from the question, mod A and mod B are given as 1. So therefore we get mod C square is equal to mod A square becomes 1 square, that is 1, and mod B square again becomes 1. So therefore we have taking square root on both the sides. So this becomes 2, and therefore we have C bar is equal to, that is mod C bar is equal to root 2. So thus we get the value for mod C. Now we go on to the 21st question. In between, some of the sums we already solved, other sums will be solving later, but the 21st question deals with the dot product. The question is the dot product of a vector with vectors 3i minus 5k, 2i plus 7j and I plus j plus k are respectively minus 1, 6 and 5. Find the vector. That means there is a vector. When we take the dot product of this vector, with all these three vectors. These are three vectors which are given. When we find the dot product of this particular vector with these three vectors, we get the answer as -1, 6 and 5. So we have to find that particular vector that is there. So suppose over here we write a bar as the first given vector. Let a bar is equal to the first one, which is 3i minus 5k. B bar is the second vector. And C bar is the third given vector. Okay, upon having written this, let R be the required vector. We can take R bar this way. Let R is equal to xi plus yj, this is the most common method of taking it, plus zk be the required vector. Okay, and therefore we have R dot A. When we find the dot product of R with A, they have given it as -1. So R dot A is equal to -1. R dot B is 6. And R dot C is given as 5. Okay. So therefore substituting the values over here, we get R we can substitute as xi plus yj plus zk in each case. Dot the value of A, which is 3i minus 5k, and the answer is given as 1, -1, they have given the dot product as -1. In the second case we have the same thing, that is xi plus yj plus zk. Dot now the second vector, that is B bar, which is 2i plus 7j, and here the answer is coming as 6, as they have given us the dot product is 6. And in the third case, the third vector is I plus j plus k, the vector C I plus j plus k, and that answer they have given it as 5. Now when we take the dot product, you know that we multiply the coefficients of I, j and k. So in the first case, if you remember, it is x into 3. So 3x plus y into 0, because there is no j vector in the second bracket over here. Okay. So y into 0 plus z into -5. So we are going to get, in the three cases, we are going to get first here 3x minus 5z is equal to -1. Okay, and similarly in the second case, when you multiply the first bracket and the second bracket shown here, x is multiplied with 2, so 2x plus 7z, 7y, that is because j is given there, so 7y. Okay, k is not given, so z into 0 it becomes. So we have 2x plus 7y, which comes out as 6 as they have given. And similarly, x plus y plus z. In the third case, we have all the three I, j and k terms in both the brackets. So thus we get x plus y plus z, which they have given as 5. Okay. Now we have to solve these equations somehow. Equation 1, 2 and 3 is given. We have to solve this somehow. Now in order to solve it, we see that in the first and second case, okay, x and z is present in the first equation, x and y is present in the second equation. So we take the third equation and substitute any one of these values, say x, y or z, in terms of the other two values. So suppose we take z. So from equation 3, we have z is equal to 5 minus x minus y. Okay. Now where else is z present we observe. Now z is present in the first equation over here. Okay, if you can see what I've underlined, it is present over here. So we substitute the value of z in 1. So putting this value, in equation 1. So equation 1 becomes 3x. It was minus 5z. So minus 5 into, instead of z we put 5 minus x minus y. On the other side it is minus 1. Upon solving it, upon opening the bracket, doing further, we get 3x minus 25 minus and minus plus 5x again plus 5y is equal to minus 1. Simplifying it further, 3x plus 5x gives us 8x. So 8x plus 5y is going to give us minus 1 plus 25, that is 24. Say this becomes the fourth equation. Now compare equation 2 and equation 4. Let me write equation 2 over here for you to compare. So equation 2 is actually 2x plus 7y is equal to 6. You can solve 4 and 2 in any way you want. You can solve it by using Cramer's rule, or you can solve it by equating the coefficients. Any way you can solve it. So here I am going to multiply equation 2 by 4. So equation 2 into 4 gives us, the terms of equation 2 are multiplied by 4, and therefore we get 4 2s are 8x plus 7 4s are 28y is equal to 6 4s are 24. Okay. So this becomes, suppose this becomes our equation 5. Now what we can do is we can subtract equation 4 from 5. So equation 5 minus equation 4 gives us this way, that is equation 5 is written here. And minus equation 4 was this equation, 8x plus 5y is equal to 24. You know that when we subtract, we change the sign. This is all you have learnt in your lower classes. And thus we are going to get minus, that is 23y, 8x goes away. So 23y is equal to 0. Therefore, we get y as 0. Now put y as 0 in equation 2. Putting y is equal to 0 in 2, in equation 2. Our equation 2 is actually this equation, that is 2x plus 7y is equal to 6. So we get 2x plus 7 into 0 is equal to 6, and solving it further we get therefore x is equal to 3. Now we got the value of x and y. Now what was z? Z was actually 5 minus x minus y. So therefore z is equal to, according to our substitution, it was 5 minus x minus y, which becomes 5 minus 3 minus 0, which gives us 2. Thus we got our x, y and z. Okay, x is 3, y is 0 and z is 2. So therefore we get r bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk, and this becomes 3i plus y is 0, so plus 0j plus 2k according to the values of x, y and z, which becomes 3i plus 2k. So thus we find the value of r bar. That is what we wanted to find actually. Okay, so thus we do the sum. Now the 22nd sum. If A, B and C are unit vectors, such that a bar plus b bar plus c bar is equal to 0, then find the value of a dot b, b dot a, b dot c and c dot a. So first of all, a, b and c are unit vectors as they are given over here. Unit vectors means their magnitude is 1, as you know. So we have mod a and mod b and mod c is equal to 1. Okay, we have to find the value of a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a. Also, since mod a, mod b, mod c is 1, this property of vectors is obeyed. No? That is a dot a becomes 1. Similarly, b dot b and also c dot c becomes 1. Okay. Also, they have given that a plus b plus c is equal to 0. This is given to us. Okay, this is given to us. Now, multiplying both the sides with a first of all. So, taking the scalar, not multiplying, but taking the scale, if we take the dot product of both the sides with a bar. Okay, so taking the dot product or scalar product of both sides. Okay, BS both sides, you know, last year I was telling you the short form, isn't it? With a bar. Okay, we are going to get a dot b plus c, a plus b plus c is equal to a dot 0. Now a dot 0 is 0. So on the LHS we are going to get a dot a plus a dot b plus a dot c is equal to 0. Now a dot a is 1. Just now we saw it. Therefore we can write a dot b plus a dot c plus 1. That 1 can go on the other side, so we get minus 1. Okay, so thus we get this particular value. Suppose this is equation, say our equation 1. Now similarly, we can take the dot product of a plus b plus c with b bar as well as with c bar. Okay, so similarly, b dot a plus b plus c will be written as b dot 0. Okay, so we get b dot a plus b dot b plus b dot c is equal to 0. B dot b is 1. This value becomes 1. Therefore, we get b dot a plus b dot c is equal to minus 1. So, this is our equation number 2. In the same way, let us do with c also the same thing. That is c dot this way. Therefore, again c dot c is 1. So, this term becomes 1 and we take it on the RHS. So, this becomes our equation 3. Now, adding 1, 2 and 3. Okay, adding 1, 2 and 3. 1 was actually a dot b plus a dot c plus the second one is b dot a plus b dot c and the third one c dot a plus c dot b, which becomes minus 1 plus minus 1 plus minus 1, which is minus 3. Okay. Now, you know that the dot product is commutative. So, a dot b and b dot a we can add them together and get 2a dot b. Similarly, a dot c and c dot a can be added together, and b dot c and c dot b also. So we get 2 times a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a. This way. Thus we get the final answer, which is this. This is what they wanted us to find out. And we got the answer for this particular term that is there. So this comes out as minus 3 upon 2. The 23rd sum. If a parallelogram is constructed on the vectors a bar is equal to 3p minus q, b bar is equal to p plus 3q, mod p is equal to mod q is equal to 2, and the angle between p and q is pi by 3. Show that the ratio of the length of the sides is root 7 is to root 13. So let us understand this sum first of all. So here a parallelogram is constructed having the vectors, the vectors on the sides are a and b. Suppose the sides of the parallelogram are a and b having length a and b. These sides in terms of vectors are a bar and b bar. So these are the side vectors forming the sides of the parallelogram. Okay, and they have given us some values. They have given us the values, the magnitude of p and q, and also the angle between p and q. So we have to show that the length of the sides is coming as this ratio, that is root 7 is to root 13. Now mod p is given as 2 and mod q is also 2. Okay, and the angle between p and q is pi by 3. This also given to us. Therefore, if we take the dot product of p and q, so p dot q is actually mod p into mod q into cos theta. Now theta here is pi by 3, which is 60 degree. So since mod p is 2, so p dot q comes out as 2 into cos 60. What is the value of cos 60? It is half. Okay, so this 2 gets cancelled and therefore p dot q is 2. So we keep this in mind. Now going on further in the sum, they have given us a bar. The side, one of the sides a bar is given as 3p minus q. Suppose we take mod a the whole square, a dot a bar if we take, we can write it as mod a square. So mod a square becomes mod 3p minus q square. Okay, 3p minus q square. This can be written as, you know that it can be written as 3p minus q dot 3p minus q. Which is solving further 3p dot 3p minus q minus q dot 3p minus q. Which comes out as 3p into 3p, 9p bar square. Okay, or let me write it as p dot p so that it is not so confusing for you. So p dot p minus 3p dot q, again minus 3 q dot p. You know that dot product can be written this way also, and again minus and minus plus q dot q. Having written that, we can also write it this way, that is 9 into mod p square minus 3 p dot q and minus 3 q dot p, we can add them together. So minus 6 p dot q plus mod q square. Now mod p is given as 2. In the beginning only we saw. So mod p is 2, so mod p square becomes 4. So 9 into 4 minus 6 into p dot q, we got it as 2 just now when we did the dot product. Mod q is also 2, so q square becomes 4. Okay, so putting these values over here, 36 minus 12 plus 4, which comes out as 28. And this 28 is nothing but mod a square. So therefore mod a square is equal to 28, and therefore a bar becomes root 28, which is 2 root 7. Okay, so a bar becomes 2 root 7. A bar nahi, mod a bar. Okay, this is not the vector but the magnitude of the vector. So mod a becomes 2 root 7. Similarly, taking b. Okay, so b bar is also given to us. B bar, the vector b bar is p plus 3q. Working it out in the same way, that is b dot b or mod b square becomes mod of this vector the whole square. Doing further, now that you know how the brackets are expanded, let me write skip one step and write it over here. So we get p dot p plus 3p dot q plus 3q dot p plus 3 into 3, 9q dot q. Upon having written it this way, p square which comes out as 2 square, which is 4 plus 6 into 2 plus q square, 9q square, that is 9 into 4 again. So this comes out as 52. That means mod b square is 52. Therefore, mod b, taking square root on both the sides, it becomes root 52, which is 2 root 13. If you work it out, it becomes 2 root 13. That means we have to find the ratio of the sides. So ratio of the length of the sides is mod a upon mod b. This is the required ratio, which is 2 root 7 upon 2 root 13. And we are getting, as they told us, we are going to get root 7 upon root 13. Thus we prove it actually. This was to be proved, and therefore we get the ratio of the sides as root 7 is to root 13. So thus it is proved. The 24th sum. Okay, express the vector a bar is equal to phi I minus 2j plus phi k as a sum of two vectors such that one is parallel to the vector b is equal to 3i plus k and the other is perpendicular to b. So the vector a has to be expressed as the sum of two vectors, say c and d, whereby c is parallel to b and d is perpendicular to b. So let us write it down first. So we have to express now a bar is equal to c bar plus d bar. Okay, where c bar is parallel to b. Suppose we are taking it as parallel to b. And also d bar is perpendicular to b. Now let us take the first case. C bar is parallel to B. And you know that when two vectors are parallel to each other, one can be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other. Okay, so we are going to use that particular fact. So since C bar is parallel to B, we can say that C bar is equal to any scalar, say M B bar. Okay, where M is a scalar. So therefore, now the value for B of B is given to us. So we say that C bar is equal to M into B is given as 3I plus K. In the question, B is given as 3I plus K. So thus we write it this way. So therefore, C becomes 3Mi plus Mk. Okay, we keep this in mind. Now, also it is given that D bar is perpendicular to B. Okay, D bar is perpendicular to B. So let D be some vector. Let D be say xi plus yj plus zk. Okay, and since D is perpendicular to B, we can say that their dot product is 0. If you remember, two vectors, if they are perpendicular to each other, then their dot product is 0. So therefore, D dot B is equal to 0. That means xi plus yj plus zk dot vector B is 3I plus k is equal to 0. Solving it further, you know how to take the dot product, isn't it? We get 3x. Y term is not there in the second bracket, but the z term is there. So 3x plus z is equal to 0. Okay, and from 3x plus z is equal to 0, we can say that z is equal to minus 3x. Therefore, D, which is xi plus yj plus zk, can be written this way, that is D bar is equal to xi plus yj, z becomes minus 3x, so minus 3x k. Okay. Now, so this again we keep in mind. Now, A bar is equal to, already we know that A bar is equal to C bar plus D bar. Okay, therefore A bar the value is given to us. A is actually phi I minus 2j plus phi k is equal to the value of C which we found just now. It is actually 3mi plus mk. Plus the value of D again we found out just now, that is xi plus yj minus 3xk. Okay. Now on the RHS, we can just combine the I terms, j terms and the k terms. So on the RHS, LHS remains the same. On the RHS, we get 3m plus xi plus yj, because in the first bracket there is no j term. So yj plus m minus 3xk. Okay, now compare the LHS and the RHS. So 3m plus x can be written as 5. Similarly, y can be written as minus 2, and similarly k also we can, the last term also we can compare and write down. So comparing the I, j and k terms on the LHS and the RHS, we get 3m plus x is equal to 5, y is equal to minus 2. This we are getting by the property of equality of vectors. Okay, so y becomes minus 2, and also we are getting m minus 3x is equal to 5. Now compare this equation and this equation. Both the equations on the RHS we are getting 5. That means we can equate both the terms. So therefore we can write that 3m plus x is equal to m minus 3x. Okay, 3m plus x is equal to m minus 3x, and simplifying further, we bring the m terms on one side and the x terms on the other side. So therefore we get 3m minus m, that is 2m, is equal to minus 3x minus x, that is minus 4x. And therefore m becomes minus 2x. Okay, m becomes minus 2x. Now putting this value of m in equation 1. What was equation 1? Equation 1 is this particular equation. Say this equation we take it as 1. So you put the value of m in this equation. In this equation, that is 3m plus x is equal to 5. We are going to get 3 into minus 2x plus x is equal to 5. And therefore, minus 6x plus x is equal to 5, and therefore by solving it, x comes out as minus 1. So x comes out as minus 1, and then m, the value of m is actually minus 2x. Just now we saw this way over here. M is equal to minus 2x we got, and therefore m becomes minus 2 into minus 1, which is 2. So we got the value for m, we got the value for x and y as well. And therefore the vector c, okay, the vector c was actually c bar is equal to 3mi plus mk. Okay, this we had got before, and therefore this becomes, therefore c bar becomes 3 into 2i plus 2k, which is 6i plus 2k. Okay, so we get the value for c bar. What about d bar? Okay, the value for d bar, in the same way, d bar was xi plus yj plus zk. Xi plus yj plus zk, but then z was actually minus 3x. So it is actually xi plus yj minus 3xk. Okay, this we had shown earlier. So putting the value for x and y in this case, we get d bar is equal to minus I, you can solve it and see, minus I minus 2j and minus plus 3k. Okay, wherein we put x as minus 1 and y as minus 2. And thus we get the value for d bar. Okay, so c bar is parallel to b and d bar is perpendicular to b. And therefore a bar can be expressed as c bar plus d bar, where both the conditions are met. The next sum, that is the 25th sum, find two unit vectors, each of which makes equal angles with u bar, v bar and w bar, where the values of u, v and w are given in terms of I, j and k. Now suppose r is a unit vector and r bar we take it as xi plus yj plus zk, and r makes angle theta with u, v and w. They have given that r makes equal angles with the three vectors, isn't it? So suppose that angle is theta. Now since r is a unit vector, we have mod r is equal to 1, and also we find the magnitude of u, v and w. Say mod u, from the value of u bar, which is 2i plus j minus 2k, mod u comes out as root 2 square plus 1 square plus minus 2 square, which is root 9, and that becomes 3. Similarly, the magnitude of v and w also becomes 3. Now, since r and u make angle theta, the angle between r and u is theta, we have r bar dot u bar is equal to mod r into mod u cos theta. Okay. So here in this case, we say that cos theta is equal to r dot u upon mod r dot mod u, which comes out as this way. That is, r is actually, we are taking it as xi plus yj plus zk dot u which is 2y plus j minus 2k upon mod r into mod u, that is 1 into 3. So this value, that is cos theta, let us write here cos theta. So cos theta is equal to, taking the dot product, 2x plus y, you know how to find the dot product, isn't it? Minus 2z upon 3. Suppose this is statement 1. Similarly, we also have the angle between r and v as theta, the same angle. So r dot v is equal to mod r into mod v cos theta. And thus from here, cos theta is equal to r dot v upon mod r dot mod v. Okay. Then substituting the values, we get over here same thing, that is xi plus yj plus zk into the value of v bar, and the value of v bar is I plus 2j minus 2k. Upon 1 into 3. So thus we get cos theta is equal to x plus 2y minus 2z upon 3. Say this is our equation 2. And same way, doing r dot w, the angle between them is also theta, and therefore r dot w is equal to mod r into mod w into cos theta. Okay, mod r dot mod w, which comes out as, after putting the values etc. I'm skipping one step, or let me do that step anyway, since I'm doing all these steps for you. So this comes out as 2x minus 2y plus z upon 3. Again, this is the value for cos theta. So this is, say, 3. So the statements 1, 2 and 3, all 3 are for cos theta. We can take any 2 statements at a time. Suppose we take 1 and 2. So from 1 and 2, we get 2x plus y minus 2z upon 3, which becomes x plus 2y minus 2x upon 3. 3 goes away. And similarly over here it is actually 2z not 2x, 2z here. So 2z, the terms go away from here, and therefore we are going to get, bringing x and y on either side, we get x is equal to y. So this we keep in mind, and we take any two other equations, say 2 and 3. Okay, you can take 1 and 3 also. Okay, suppose we take 2 and 3. We get over here, both the statements are equal. Both are the values for cos theta. So x plus 2y minus 2z upon 3, which is equal to 2x minus 2y plus z upon 3. Now here 3 goes away. We remember that x is equal to y. So we put x as y everywhere on both the sides. So we get y plus 2y minus 2z is equal to 2y minus 2y plus z. Okay. Now 2y goes away on both the sides. We take y and z on either side of the equal to sign. So we get 3y is equal to 3z. And therefore y is equal to z. That means x is equal to y and y is equal to z. So we write it this way. And therefore r is equal to, r bar is equal to xi. We have to find r bar, remember. R bar is equal to xi plus yj plus z key. Okay, which becomes x and y and z are equal. So r bar becomes xi plus xi, xj I mean, plus x key. Okay, this becomes the value for r bar. Now what about mod r bar? Mod r bar becomes, now this we keep in mind, so mod r bar becomes root of x square plus x square plus x square. So mod r bar becomes root of 3x square squaring both the sides. We get the root sign goes away. Therefore we get 3x square is equal to r mod r bar square. But wait a minute, mod r is a unit vector, so mod r is 1. So therefore we get 3x square is equal to 1 square, that is 1. Okay, now from here we get x square is equal to 1 upon 3, and therefore x is equal to plus or minus 1 upon root 3. Okay, taking square root on both the sides, x is equal to 1 upon root 3. So thus we get the value for x. Okay, and therefore r bar is equal to xi plus xj plus xk, which becomes plus or minus x is 1 upon root 3. So 1 upon root 3 I plus or minus 1 upon root 3 j plus or minus 1 upon root 3 k. Okay, this becomes the value for the unit vector, which makes equal angles with u, v and w. Okay, so this is the correct answer over here. So with this we finish all possible sums of the dot product. We have already done from the exercise. Now we have done from a miscellaneous exercise as well. In the next lecture, we will be going on to the next concept of the lesson. So keep safe, keep practicing. Those who have been with me till the end of this lecture will be thorough with the dot product, I am sure by now. Okay, so do subscribe the channel, like it, press the bell icon, share the link with your friends, and we'll meet in the next lecture now.